Take a look at this rotating 3D pie chart. It is the ultimate staple of corporate boardrooms and evening news broadcasts, a colorful, familiar comfort object that we all feel we know how to read. But talk to a statistician or a data scientist, and they will look at that exact same graphic with absolute horror. Data scientist John Rauser once described the experience of looking at a pie chart as the information visualization equivalent of taking a roofing hammer to the frontal lobe. This rejection of the circle is rooted in biology. Our visual system is physically unequipped to decode circular geometry with precision. When we trust these circles to convey critical data, we are fighting our own evolutionary biology and setting ourselves up for misinterpretation. To understand our limitations, we have to look at Cleveland's hierarchy of visual encodings, a map of exactly what visual data the human eye processes accurately and what it struggles to decode. This bar chart shows the gold standard of visual processing, evaluating position on a common scale. When objects share a baseline, your brain instantly and effortlessly identifies the tallest bar. But as we move down that hierarchy of accuracy, we hit angle and area. These are the two least effective methods for human perception, yet they are the exact foundations of every pie chart. Look closely at these three slices. Try to rank them by size. Without numbers or labels, those subtle geometric differences become impossible to distinguish without guessing. Forcing the brain to decode angles ensures a slower, less accurate understanding of the underlying facts compared to a simple spatial layout. This chart of religious affiliation in the United States highlights the table lookup tax. To understand what these slices mean, you have to find a specific color, then locate that exact shade in a disconnected legend. Pinging back and forth between the shape and the tiny text rapidly drains your working memory. By the time your eye travels across that distance, you've likely forgotten the value you were looking for. Then, corporate aesthetics often add an unnecessary 3D tilt. This creates a lie factor, where the physical volume shown on screen no longer matches the data. Here, the orange slice in the foreground looks vastly larger than the gray slice in the back. The actual data tells a different story. That background slice represents 22.8%, while the orange slice in front is only 20.8%. It is mathematically larger, but looks smaller on screen. When visual design overrides accurate data encoding, the chart ceases to inform and actively deceives. Most creators try to fix these unreadable charts by slapping exact percentage text directly onto the colored slices. That if the audience is forced to read text numbers to understand the information, the circle itself serves no structural purpose. To evaluate efficiency, we can use the data-to-ink ratio. We have to ask, do the colors, the 3D effects, and the circular shapes actually help the viewer understand the facts? Watch what happens when we strip away the unnecessary ink. When the colors, the 3D tilt, and the circle dissolve, the data points are left rearranging themselves into a clean, aligned text table. This table provides a faster, more accurate representation of the truth. For almost any dataset, a circle is simply the wrong tool for the job. There is one acceptable exception to this rule. As you can see here, the only time you should use a pie chart is when making a joke about an actual baked apple pie. Effective data visualization exists to make complex truth accessible. Sometimes the most scientifically sound chart is no chart at all.